Any way you want it, that's the way you speak it, any way you want it. Hey, Adrienne here, founder of Sheroes and Shenanigans and Optimized Joy. Wanted to come in and talk about speaking your truth. Speaking your truth. All right, because the truth is you can have your life any way you want it. You just gotta speak up. Okay? You gotta speak up for you. Now, what happens when we're not speaking up for ourselves? Well, let's find out what that feels like first. Okay. When you are not speaking up for you. Well, first, it starts off with feeling a little bit nervous. Right? Like, oh, I don't know what they're going to think. I'm not quite sure how they're going to react. Feels a little bit scary. I'll just go ahead and wait and see if they bring it up. Right? Like something needs to be addressed and you're going to wait until they bring it up. Now, that other person might know it also needs to be addressed and they might be thinking the same thing. So they're waiting on you. And as this time progresses, then what happens is we start to feel like a little bit more tight in the chest. We become a bit more sensitive to what's going on around us and maybe what other people are doing, saying, thinking, or how they're being, and kind of making it mean that it's all about us and becoming worried. And then it turns into this constricting feeling, right? Where we're kind of just walking around like on edge, like at any moment we could just snap. There's a bit of sensory overload going on there. And then from there, if you still haven't said it yet, then it turns into this like resentment. Like this, why haven't they done it? Why haven't they spoken up yet? And what am I supposed to say? You know, and so it kind of turns into this irritation. And from the irritation, when we finally do speak up, there's two different ways that we usually go about that at that point. And one of them is that we, kind of just get snarky with it, get a little bit sarcastic, say something where there's like that half truth involved. And, we kind of get like a little bit edgy or irritated, or how come you didn't do that? Or how come you didn't say that? Or, something. The other way that we do it is actually like a manipulative ploy. We kind of get small, kind of weasel into it a little bit, come at it from a little bit of a victim point of view, like, well, I was really hurt about da-da, and it kind of starts going into a little bit more of a, I don't know, slightly manipulative, even though we're not trying to be manipulative, we're trying to speak our truth, but it comes across that way. Because the reality about speaking your truth is that you have to own your feelings to do it. You have to really be in touch on the inside and know what you're feeling like. And from there you speak. You speak from the feeling, because when someone else knows that they don't need to be responsible for how you feel, then they suddenly are open to listening to it. That's number one. But number two is they then start taking responsibility for how they feel. And then the conversation becomes more smooth. It becomes easier, less confrontational, more of a communication where you're listening. But you have to be willing to really own your truth and own the way that you feel when you're going to come and speak to somebody. You've got to be able to be safe and know that you're entitled to your feelings. If you're mad, you're entitled to feel mad. It's okay. You might not be entitled to blaming them. You might not be entitled to quite a few other things in life, but we are all entitled to our feelings. Now, whether or not your feeling makes sense doesn't matter. What matters is that you own it. What matters is that you allow yourself to feel it. What matters is that you speak from your feeling, because that's where people connect. That's how people connect. And you've got to be able to stand in your space. When you can do that, stand in your space of feeling, saying, you know what, this is how I'm feeling right now about this. And my way of feeling doesn't mean I'm going to blow up on you. It doesn't mean I'm going to get sarcastic. It doesn't mean I'm going to be manipulative. And it doesn't mean that you have to fix it. It just means that this is where I am. When you didn't speak from that point, then you start having very powerful conversations. You end up really being able to create the world that you want and having a dramatic effect and impact on other people and how they start responding and participating in their world as well. Because when they can see you be safe in your feelings, they suddenly feel safer in theirs. And you become an example. You become a leader. You become the way, the truth, and the light. Okay, but that was like silly, but awesome, because that's true. But anyway, when you can actually stand there, then you are showing them how to stand up for them and how to be there for them. And it doesn't have to become defensive. It can just be, hey, this is where we are, and it's a conversation. So I invite you to speak your truth, to stand in how you feel, to allow yourself to feel it, to know you're entitled to your own emotions and that you are the one who governs them. You're the one who feels them, allows them, accepts them, shares them, right? It's not necessarily a control thing. It's a governing on the inside. All right? So, anyway, just wanted to share that and remind you that any way you want it, that's the way you speak it, any way you want it. I hope you guys have a really great night. If you have questions, concerns, or, you're working on something and would like help working through it and, want to, reach out, have a conversation, get a hold of me, PM me.